Hello, sir. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Here, so
I'm good. I'm
I'm looking at a very happy face.
good. Yeah. I mean, it's very surreal to be honest. I mean, I still can't digest it. But yeah, I mean, it's a good feeling. I mean, I can't deny that.
Exactly, yeah. So what we've been doing interviews for the last couple of days. So looking at these happy faces. Otherwise, UPSC aspirants, most of them they carry those sad, anxious faces. Now we're looking at some happy faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a strenuous exam, I guess. It's very draining. But yeah, I mean, I guess I've been a bit lucky that I've gotten out of this.
Yeah, that's very 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 humble of you to say that. Yeah, hard work pays, I guess.
Yes, sir, but I also thank you very much for all the courses, and thank you for the sociology course especially. And I mean, I found it very useful,
Oh,
and the mock interviews also. So
oh,
I mean, yeah, I want to thank you for all the work that you've put in into the CP classes, especially the free videos on YouTube. I think it's a good, it's a great initiative. I think you're making it very accessible to people, and I think that's a very commendable job.
wow, thanks. Yeah, so it's a great thing. No, a lot of people maybe they watch a lot of things, but yeah, thanking them and it's a real sign of humility. Thanks to you as well. Yeah,
I mean, not humility, I guess. I mean, it's just that, I mean, we found it useful. So I guess, it's just our way of,
great.
expressing our gratitude. I guess.
All right. So what are the plans now? So first of all, any plans to no, it's Corona times. No, you can't really go and party as well. So you have to be at your home.
Yeah. No, I'm home quarantined. I came back on second from Delhi. So I'm home quarantined. So I'm upstairs. I'm sitting alone in my room. But yeah, I mean, I've been talking to a lot of people over phone. So that's been great. So
Okay, so IT is keeping you connected. All right, that's a good idea.
yeah.
Okay, like with the rest of the students, we are connected through IT only. So
Yes.
okay, and so for a very congratulations from the rest of the team as well. And the one important thing, so for aspirants, no, you who's been the most, I would say, the most influential person, like any role model you followed.
No, I can't really name one person, but I mean, I've had a very good support system. My parents are always, encouraging. My sister's been, she's always set very high standards for me. I've always tried to like follow in her footsteps and kind of try to match what she does. So I mean, I've had good role models, and my teachers in school and colleges, everyone was very supportive. So I've been blessed with a great support system and very supportive family and friends around me. So
Wow.
it's very hard to name any one or two people, but yeah, I mean, I've just been in that respect. I've just been very blessed.
Okay, pretty good. And secondly, the UPSC aspirants most of the times they live through high amount of uncertainty. You write from prelims to then mains and then final list and so on. It just uncertainty becomes part of your life. So, any message for future aspirants how to deal with uncertainty? What's been your mantra?
My mantra as such, I think, yes, I mean, it is very unpredictable. There is a lot of uncertainty in this, but I think, I mean, it's part of the game, I guess. I mean, a lot of it is out of our control, so we can only control the things that we have a hold over. So I think what is more important, in my opinion, is that we should try to instead of relying on motivation or videos or any of that. I think we should have good systems in place. If we have like a system of getting this much amount of work done every day, I think that and celebrating those small victories, I think that kind of adds up over time. I think that is what kind of helps us keep ourselves sane, and help us get through this this phase of uncertainty. So
So,
I guess, I mean, what I'm trying to say is that we should create good systems, have like have a disciplined regime in place, so we do this amount of work every day, regardless of how we feel, or we might feel low some days, we might feel good, but regardless of that, if we can keep pushing, and like make small incremental changes. I think and small incremental improvements. I think that matters more, and that is what helped me during the phase of uncertainty. I think others will also find doing something like this very useful.
So how many attempts did you take?
This was my second attempt. So first, in 2018, I gave the attempt, but it was very rushed. So I started in January. I started probably with at the time when you started the
Yeah.
test series.
Exactly.
For that, I think.
You were one of the first enrollments that we had. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I started my preparation at that time. It was very rushed. I only had like a few months before prelims, so I ended up missing out on that prelims. But after that, I mean, I took a break, I guess, for a few months after. I mean, after I got to know that I'm not going to clear prelims, I took a break for a couple of months, and then I got back to it again. So yeah, this was the second attempt, and luckily I got through prelims.
Okay. And what has been your strategy for, let's say, how did you manage optional with GS? A lot of students, they ask us, and we are teachers, they keep preaching. So let's have it from the topper himself. So how do you manage both the things together, GS and
First
optional?
of all, it sounds very weird when you call me a topper, but to be very honest, I don't have any great insights. I just did what everybody else does. Actually, I just followed the basic books in terms of covering, GS and optional. For optional, let me try to separate it out. For optional, what I followed was firstly I followed the paper one videos that you have on YouTube. I used to watch that, when I didn't feel like putting in a lot of intensive work. So when I could just kind of sit back and passively consume some content, that was the time when I watched all the videos. So it helped me, retain some of the information. But after that, once I had done the videos that you posted, I did this Nitin Sir's book called Essential Sociology.
Right. It's a good book. Yeah.
I read that book a few times. First reading, it was very difficult because I didn't have probably a good foundation in the subject. But I read it a couple of times, maybe 3 or 4 times. So I mean, I read it to the extent that I had a good grasp for what was written in the book. So and that was like the base that I followed. And after that, I just after the prelims, I enrolled in the sociology crash course, and I watched and I found the paper two videos very helpful. So I didn't watch the paper one videos again because I had already covered it in your YouTube videos and in the book itself. So I watched the sociology crash course paper two videos. So I think that was useful. So these were the only two or three things that I did for sociology. Nothing other than this, no other book, and nothing more than that. But yeah, and for GS also, I mean, I followed the basic books. I mean, nothing extraordinary, nothing out of nothing that other better people than me have recommended. So yeah, I mean, I think a lot better people than me have recommended good books, and I kind of stuck to that strategy. I don't really have anything more to add to that. But in terms of separating out both the things, I completed paper one before a couple of months before prelims. And like after prelims, I spent before the result came out, I did sociology once, paper one and paper two both. I tried to complete both of them, and after that I used to like split my time every day between I used to spend a few hours on sociology and a few hours on GS. So I kind of.
Okay. So another thing that students, because like these all are students sourced questions, they ask us these questions, so I'm just forwarding them to you. Okay. So one particular thing that they usually ask is when to start answer writing. So did you write extensively, or like what was your strategy about answer writing? Because it main pre once cleared, it's cleared. Mains marks, they would get added. So how to make sure that we maximize our score in mains?
I did not write a lot of answers, but it depends. I think it depends on how comfortable you are with answer writing. So I mean, in some form or the other, I've been writing things for a long time. As far as part of my work also. I've written technical documentation, I write blog posts, I write web copy. So in terms of that, it depends a lot on how comfortable you are with writing. So I thought, at least I kind of backed myself on this, myself on this, that I can write well and I can write succinctly and to the point. So I had that kind of confidence a little bit, and I was backing myself to that. So I didn't write a lot. I didn't practice answer writing a lot, but it depends. If this is not something that you're comfortable with, then I feel that one should write a few answers for each of the papers before attempting the examination. But if one is comfortable with writing in general and answer writing in particular, then I think writing a lot of answers, it doesn't really add that much value. Instead, time should be spent on like making better notes and reading more
Content.
stuff, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
And about essay, what?
So yes, I mean, out of the while coming out of the exam hall, I mean, the essay paper was the only one that I felt very satisfied writing. I mean, I wasn't very happy with the way I'd attempted all the other papers, but essay, I was very happy with the way I'd written the essay papers. So for essay in particular, I'd done a few things. So I collected some quotations and some statistics, and so for each, so basically, what I done was I separated out topics that questions, that essay topics can come from, basically education or healthcare or
Okay.
women empowerment, or I basically made themes like this, and for each theme I noted down some good quotations, some good statistics that I can use in the exam, some good phrases, or some points that I could talk about. So before going to the essay paper, I'd made 10 or 15 page notes on each of these topics,
Okay.
and I think that helped me a lot. I came up with the basic structure in like 15 minutes for each essay, and then once I started writing, I could easily fall back on the material that I earlier compiled and I read through a couple of times.
Right.
So that helped me a lot in saving my time and structuring my essay well. So yeah, I think if one is not very comfortable with writing essays, one should practice a few essays. But I was, as I said before, I was like fairly confident that I can write well.
Okay.
So I didn't write a lot of essays, but I did collect a lot of material, and I did put in a lot of time and energy into collecting good content.
Okay. Content. No. So even like I usually also have that kind of a belief system. Content has to be rock solid, and then things fall in place. All right. So another thing that is important for everyone to know is about interview. So like I guess no, your interview was on the other side of this lockdown. So it was a long wait, and before that as well. So what was your plan about interview? Like how did you go about it?
So I gave the first mock interview with sleepy glasses, and it was a sort of wake up call for me, because I felt that I had kind of watched up the whole interview, and but it was like a good wake up call for me. After that, I sat down, I looked at my DAF, and I started preparing question and answers from it. So overall, I'd say that I'd spent about a month or so like digging into my DAF and coming up with questions from it, and tried answering those questions. But I mean, on the day of the interview, it depends, I guess. I mean, what I felt was that what I had prepared and what was asked in the actual interview were two different things. But I mean, at least it gave me, I mean, doing so much preparation and putting in this amount of work gave me gave me a little bit of confidence that I could answer questions from this. So in that respect, it did help. But yeah, I mean, in terms of preparation, yes, as I said, I'd prepared around 400, 500 questions for my DAP.
Okay.
I'd also been reading the newspaper. So yeah, this is pretty much it. Nothing else.
How much time do you usually would spend on reading newspaper regularly?
Probably about an hour.
An hour. Okay, because a
I
lot of
used to read a few. Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, I don't like sit down and spend 1 hour completely on newspaper. It depends. I mean, I read the explain page of Indian Express. I mean, I like that a lot, so I read that diligently. And then I also read some editorials. But I don't spend like fixed amount of time every day. So I kind of try to read it in bits and pieces. So some days during the morning I read the editorial, and then during the night I spend time on the explain section. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Overall, I'd say on an average I spent around 60 minutes on this.
Okay. So now you are selected, and so what's the long term plan now? A major journey has almost come to an end, and a new journey is beginning. So what's the long term plan now?
Long-term plan is just that, I mean, I want to do good work in whatever service that I'm allotted to. So I guess I've been blessed in terms of having a good education. I've been to good schools, good colleges. So I mean, I have a big debt that I have to repay to the society. So the long-term plan is just to use this opportunity and do good work, I guess.
That's really the kind of officers we want, because we've been talking to people, and I'm really like very satisfied, because the value system that you guys are carrying into the bureaucracy, like it's really good, and the right attitude and maybe the frame of mind, that's pretty. I would really pray that it stays and you keep serving the nation well, because our nation really needs good officers like you. So yeah.
Thank
Any,
you.
yeah.
These are very good. I hope I can do just some justice.
Intent has to be there first, and then I'm sure actions they follow. So yeah, anything you would want to share with the future aspirants, because we need to keep the chain going.
With future aspirants, only one thing that it's all about momentum. I guess you just have to keep pushing. I mean, some days will be good, some days will be bad. I think there'll be more bad days than good days. So I guess the only thing that I can share, I mean, it's not rocket science, but the only thing I can share is that you have to keep at it. Come up with good system. Make a good habit system in place. Be a little bit disciplined, and instead of relying on motivational videos or something like that, something external, just try to build good systems and keep at it. Like keep the momentum going. Even if you don't have to really study like 10 hours or 12 hours or 15 hours every day. You just have to study a decent number of hours every day, but you've got to you've got to keep doing it consistently. I think once you do that, I think it should be it should it might look very challenging upfront, but once you break it down into smaller pieces and keep at it and keep attacking it from the sides, I think it becomes digestible. So yeah, I mean that's the only thing that I can share. It's just keep the momentum going and keep at it. Best of luck.
Consistency, it sounds a very very consistent kind of a thing, because it's the most important thing that is required. Great. So yeah, all right, and we'll love to have you in Chandigarh at any time you can drop into our office, and if you happen to be here, like it's a it'll be a long journey, I guess. Yeah,
Yes.
I believe that you're the farthest student that we have. Yeah, but yeah,
No, but you guys are also welcome to Pondicherry if you want to, relax because you put in a lot of hard work into this, and I guess you're starting to see some results out of it. So I guess if you want to like relax, you're more than welcome. I'll be happy to show you around.
I'm so glad, yeah, and thanks for the offer. The most like, yeah, we'll be there, and definitely we'll meet you, and we'll go watching the sunset. I guess no, the Pondicherry we see the sun setting, or is it the sunrise?
Both, I guess, it depends on the
Okay, yeah, okay. Because I was in Mumbai, and I was expecting to watch sunrise, but then I
uh,
realized I'm on the other side of the
oh yeah,
land.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, in that respect, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So poor geography, I would say. Yeah. 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 All right. Okay. So it was nice talking to you, Varani, and thanks for taking out time.
Sure. And thanks a lot for all your guidance and all your effort. Thanks for having me on this call.
And all right. And have a very very good and satisfying career ahead. And we sure like you'll keep serving the nation, and you'll keep helping the ones who need it the most.
Thank you. I hope I do some justice to what you just said. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope I can live up to those ideas. And yes, thank you very much.
All right. Yeah. And thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Bye.